making con? Well, the release of Blood Lions, a documentary exposing the brutal underbelly of canned lion hunting, has again cast the spotlight on the growing threats to South Africa's wildlife and our image as a sanctuary for endangered species. Take a look at this insert.
Scenes of shocking cruelty. The king of the beasts, reduced to docile, genetically damaged, domesticated breeding machines, raised on private farms from infancy, as cubs to be cuddled, when fully grown, treated as commodities, drugged and shot as trophies under the guise of conservation. In reality, just a money-making con. This is the message of Blood Lions, a documentary produced and narrated by world-renowned conservationists and welfare experts investigating and exposing canned lion hunting in South Africa.
I started in the late 1990s, and back then it was a very murky world. What we certainly found in the last 10 years is that has now mushroomed into a situation where you have a whole variety of these revenue streams. So it's the can hunting, it's the lion bone trade, it's the petting, the cuddling, the walking with lions, and this whole volunteer scam now where people are being lured out here. So we're now dealing with some very sophisticated operators as well, who understand that what they're doing is based on what I can say, fraudulent marketing message.
Co-produced by Mikla and Nick Chevalier, Blood Lions was filmed over a 3-year period. It received rave reviews at the Durban International Film Festival and had its Cape Town premiere on Thursday. The screening of the documentary coincides with the international furore over the recent killing of Cecil the lion in Zimbabwe and increasingly vocal calls against trophy hunting.
What Blood Lions has done and what Cecil has done is it's raised the profile of the general debate around trophy hunting and the long-term conservation strategies for lions.
Blood Lions includes interviews with conservationists and pro-hunting lobbyists, like the Professional Hunting Association of South Africa. But is its message hitting home?
What we've seen recently with certainly the note that's come out from the Professional Hunters Association of South Africa, they're actually realizing that lion hunting, trophy hunting is not acceptable to the general public. So I think there's a growing groundswell, a growing movement against this form of gratuitous, bloodthirsty entertainment.
Canned lion hunting is legal in South Africa. But while lion hunting is the domain of the Environmental Affairs Department, so-called farmed lions fall under the Department of Agriculture, and never the twain shall meet.
Our environmental legislation is focused primarily on biodiversity conservation and the impacts that it's having. If it's not involving any of those elements, then they completely pass the buck to Department of Forestry, Fisheries and of course Agriculture. But when you go to Agriculture, they say, well, this involves wild animals, so we're also passing the buck back to the Department of Environment. So you have the situation where the legislation has not caught up with what's taking place, and there are a lot of loopholes to exploit.
And government's approach to the trade in endangered species is also coming under fire.
On the one hand we say, trade our rhino horn. On the other hand we say, don't buy our rhino horn. So we create these mixed messages. Same with ivory, buy our ivory. And then don't slaughter our elephants. We have mixed messages. Once we get rid of the mixed messages and we have one message to Asia, don't consume our endangered species, then we can sort out Asia. But first the step is here.
Like poaching, the canned lion hunting industry is in danger of shifting South Africa's tourism image from a sustainable sanctuary for wildlife into a breeding ground for greed. Hazel Friedman, Morning Live, Cape Town.